One of my favorite super teams is that of the Legion of Superheroes, and I really hope that they delve into that in the new DC Universe cinematic movies that they're putting out, that they'll do some. I know there's been some live action stuff, but it really has not been great. But that's a video for another day. This is Adventure Comics number 343, where the Legion of Superheroes, for quite a while in the 60s, had their own series before switching over to Superboy. And this is just a great issue with some awesome Kurt Swan art. And what's kind of fun about it, this story from April 1966, so a little bit before I was born, they're dealing with questions about luck, and they're dealing with the tension between being a scientific world in which they believe everything is by logic, and yet there are things that happen that are seem to be unlucky. So one of the examples is something that happens here with Lightning Lad. He steps on the world with the wrong foot, and because of that, he ends up losing his arm. Very unlucky. So there you go, Lightning Lad with his robotic arm. And so some great story in here, and ends up as it goes on, they discover that there are some aliens that are responsible for their bad luck, and they're actually using science. And so it ends up, it's not about luck, it's about bad guys using science. So it's a good story. I thought it was a very decent story for the time. And then there's a reprint here of a Superboy story of when his best friend Pete Ross discovers that Clark Kent is Superboy. By the way, if you didn't know that, spoiler alert, Clark Kent is Superboy. And it's a fun story. Very much a time going back to that time period and all of the things that were expected with that. But this is really a good issue. So if you're looking for a great old story of the Legion of Superheroes, definitely recommend Adventure Comics number 343.